Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, welcome. Thank you to anyone who's joining in live on YouTube. I'm Ashley with the Writers Guild, and we're this is our Fall Kickoff event where we're going to hear from a whole bunch of folks from the community all around Alberta about what literary program they have coming up for the upcoming season. We have quite a few wonderful community leaders with us tonight, as well as two readers, Jessica Waite and Katherine Abbass. So we're really excited to have everyone. Um, yeah, I was just considering how many people we have. I think we'll just kind of get straight into things. I'd say like get your like calendars and your day planners out and your phones or whatever so you can write down dates because we're gonna kind of just fly through some stuff. One quick thing too is WordFest sent along their festival October festival preview, but it's about 30 minutes. So we're just going to add it to our YouTube channel so you can check that out after. They're also offering an exclusive discount code for WGA members, so that'll go out and right click. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so Ashley, for me down in Calgary, after like a very awesome and busy summer with Stroll of Poets Festival and When Words Collide, and then we just had our weekend retreat this past weekend. We're kind of just ready to settle into some regular scheduled programming, which I know I'm grateful for. So yeah, we have our poetry parlor open mic on the third Tuesday of the month, every month, and our pub night, that's usually the first Monday of the month, but moves around with holidays. I think the next one's coming up on Monday, October 5th. And stay tuned for the rest of the things we'll be announcing some more stuff for the new year. But the one date to keep in mind is to please save the date for our holiday party. It's going to be on Wednesday, December 11th at Joyce on 4th. So the same place we had it last year. And I'm super excited to tell you about our awesome readers. I'm so excited. It's going to be like seriously, sign up soon and get coming because it might even sell out. So we have Charity Wilson, who is she's over there somewhere. Charity Wilson, Joshua Whitehead, Curdy Badresa, and Clem Martini are all going to be there reading for us. So please come. It's going to be a wonderful celebration of all sorts of different genres and work in the Calgary area. So Wednesday, December 11th at Joyce on 4th. And that is all I have for you at the moment. So just stay tuned for all the New Year stuff, and we have lots more in store for you in the coming months. Cool. So thank you. I guess we'll just pass it right along. So Adrian, would you tell us about Wolf's Voices? What Wolf's Voices has coming up?
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. We just had an amazing event in collaboration with the Alcove Center for the Arts this past September 18th that that featured Nadal Meisner and Sarah MC Good Medicine, Ashley JJ White, Fran Quinn, Tapasa Killabuck, and Sudian Brown, also known as Sav. It was a beautiful collaboration. Reached out to new communities, so I was very excited to have it there. Wonderful experience, amazing evening. And upcoming, I'm also very excited for November 13th. We will be back at Shelf Life Books. We're looking to do probably going forward about 2 events at Shelf Life per year and 2 at the Alcove Center for the Arts. So happy to continue to work with Shelf Life. And we will feature Sean Thistle, who's the current poet laureate, most of you know, of Calgary, Skylar Kay, Betty Milham, Rohanna Green, Ryan Kapp, and one person that I'm still confirming. So that'll be Wednesday, November 13th at Shelf Life Books. And then our next date is February 12th, also 2025, also at Shelf Life Books. And we have a few performers confirmed, including Curdy Badarasa, Julie Sadevi, Sally Virginia Truss, Talia and Brittany, and a few still to be confirmed. So that's in the works. And then I also just confirmed the date for our April show, which will be April 30th. So it'll be during Poetry Month, and that'll be at the Alcove Center for the Arts. And I have been talking to poets in the works, so that's also to be confirmed but I have a list I work from, and I'm very excited for people coming up. So there's a few people I've asked for 2025, and I just have to confirm which dates work best with them. So we will howl together again at different places. And for those of you who don't know, I'll put our website in the chat. Wolf's Voices, as in Virginia Woolf, is a safe space. We try to foster as intersectional of a space as possible, including, age and popularity and like where you are in your writing, music, art, spoken word, comedy, dance, career. So a variety of, like Natalie, poet laureate, and Sudi Ann Brown, who's just kind of starting out, and they're both really amazing, and they were in the same show, as well as all the diversity markers, LGBTQ, BIPOC, etc. So, yeah, we like to have a nice roster and think of the the room of one's own as being a space of our own. And Virginia Woolf was very progressive in her day, so it's more like we're thinking if she was still with us, if she'd still made it, what kind of a space would she be fostering now? And that's what we aim to do. Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
so very excited. So mark those dates: November 13th at Shelf Life Books, February 12th at Shelf Life Books, and April 30th back at the Alcove.
Awesome. Thanks so much,
Yeah.
Adrian.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, can't wait. I'll be
Yeah.
there. I'll be there.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Adrian. And so Danny Ramadan has popped on from out east in Ontario and requested to go because he's in the back room at the Kingston Writers Festival. So we'll pass it right over to Danny, and he can tell us, he can tell us he's the new writer in residence at U of C. So we're really excited through the CDWP program. So hey, Danny.
Hi there. Thank you so much for hosting me today. Hi, folks. I'm in Kingston, Ontario right now for the Kingston's Writers Festival, and I'm on my phone. But I wanted to jump in and quickly say hello. My name is Danny Ramadan. I'm a Syrian Canadian author and public speaker. I specifically focus my writing on the queer and trans refugee experience as a Syrian person who came here as a refugee. You might know me from my novels, The Clothesline Swing or The Foghorn Echoes, maybe my children's books, the Selma series, or my memoir, which I'm on tour right now with Crooked Teeth. I'm honored that I am the writer in residence at the University of Calgary this year, which means that please feel free to invite me to your events, ask for my collaboration. If you know anybody who's looking for consultations as well, please send them my way. There's a website on there's a page on the website of the University of Calgary that you can get in touch with me through. If I can ask Ashley to so kindly put it there. I'm so sorry, I'm on my phone. That would be lovely. Folks, I know I already have talked to some of you about participations and events. I know that I have a panel with, I believe, Shelf Life, actually, which is Serbendas. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. So please feel free. I am on the book tour this time around, but I'm between virtual and in person for the university. So whenever you need me, just hit me up. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Great. Awesome. I'm glad that he could stream in there. CDWP is such an amazing program. I love to go to like every single thing they do because they're wonderful. Okay, Heidi. Hi, Heidi from Creative Nonfiction Collective.
Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much for inviting me. Okay, so yes, I am the ED of the Creative Nonfiction Collective, and in case you don't know who we are, we're a nonprofit and registered charity with a membership that includes nonfiction writers from across Canada. We were founded in Alberta in 2004 by esteemed authors Myrna Kostash and Betty Warland, and we turned 20 this year, so we have a lot of exciting things planned, thanks to a team of tireless volunteers who helped to make it all happen. As a member of the CNFC, you get access to all of our webinars for free. And our first one happens this Friday, and it's a workshop with Jessica Payne and Jane Silcott titled Creating Atmosphere, Writing the Senses. You can register on our website, creativenonfictioncollective.ca. Next month's webinar will be October 23rd, and the topic and guests are still to be confirmed, so they will be announced next week. And that'll be on our website as well. Our webinars are $25 for non-members, but the cost of our membership is only $50 a year. So you get about 6 webinars with that, and also a discounted rate for our annual Creative Nonfiction contest and conference, as well as networking opportunities with nonfiction writers from across Canada. In order to provide an accessible conference for all of our members, this year we will host an online conference in April of 2025. More information about the conference will be available later this fall. Our Creative Nonfiction contest will also open later this fall and run until late February. Submissions can be up to 3,000 words, and we give a total of $1,500 in prizes for first, second, and third place. If you're interested in becoming a member, or you're already a CNFC member looking to volunteer or ask questions, please feel free to contact me anytime. I can be reached at admin@creativenonfictioncollective.ca. And thanks to Ashley and the rest of the WGA for inviting me to speak tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Heidi. Cool. I'd love to check out the virtual conference. Did you have a date for that yet? Or you said April 2025, yeah?
Yeah, we haven't set exact dates yet. We just know
Yeah,
it'll be April.
Oh, great. No, great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yay. Okay, Yanni. Hi, Yanni. From Flywheel reading series, which is Filling Station's affiliated poetry reading, well, not just poetry, reading series of all kinds. Hi, Yanni.
Hi, thanks so much for having us. I'm happy to speak about Flywheel. Just a little bit of background about the reading series. It was established in 2004, so we've been running for 20 years. And like you said, we operate in affiliation with Filling Station magazine. They are huge supporters, and we're very grateful for that support. I've been at the helm since January of 2020, and of course, when we went online, we changed the format a little bit. So we started doing readings and interviews, and we've kept that format. So when you come to an event, you can expect 2 writers and then an interview. Our readings are free and open to the public, and they take place on the second Thursday of the month at Pages Books on Kensington. Shout out to them. They've been a fantastic supporter for years and years. Readings take place at 7 p.m. and we also have music by Doug Waite. In the past year, we've had Zette Mayer, Deborah Willis, Ali Bryan, Josh Whitehead, Ryan Fitzpatrick read, among many other fantastic writers. And in the upcoming months, we have Judith Pond and Claire Lacey. They're going to be reading on October 10th. That's our next reading. And then Rod Moody Corbett, Curti Badressa, Skylar Kay, and Daniela Botha are just some of our upcoming writers as well. You can find us online on social media. It's the best way to get in touch. Flywheel at Flywheel Reading Series on Instagram and Facebook. We also send out an email if you want to get on the list. And I should also mention that we're always looking for readers. So anyone who's publishing a book in the upcoming year, 2025, 2026, you always get in touch, and we're thrilled to host. So yeah, thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yanni. Cool. Hey, Jason, I'll pass it over to you to introduce the next 2 folks.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's me. It's Jason from the Writers Guild. Before I introduce the next speaker, I will let you know that the Alberta Literary Awards are now open for submissions for books and titles published in 2024. So you can find more information on writersguild.ca, but it's we're all good to go. So fiction and nonfiction and memoir and short story collection and all that. And the deadline is December 2nd. And so you can find all the information and the guidelines that you need on the Writers Guild website. And that also includes the City of Edmonton and City of Calgary book prizes are also open now for submissions. So get on it. It's never too early. So our next speaker is Julie from Starfest.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. My voice is acting up, so apologies in advance if I'm cutting out a bit. We are getting ready for our festival in October. We have 6 events. We have Kevin Chong coming, Guy Vanderhaeg, Elizabeth Hay, Rose Sutherland, Claudia Day, and Connor Kerr. We are changing the festival a bit. So in October, we're focusing on authors around Canada. And then from January to May, we're going to be doing monthly events with Alberta-based authors. So I'm in the process of starting to plan those, but I already have Benjamin Herwig lined up, Jessica Waite, who's in here today, which is so nice, and Karen Anderson as well. So thank you for inviting me.
Short and sweet. I love it. Thank you, Julie. Next up, we have Wendy from the Olive Reading Series here in Edmonton. I think.
There we go. Okay.
There she is.
Sorry, guys. Thanks for inviting me tonight to speak on behalf of the Olive Reading Series. We're organized by our volunteer Olive Collective members, Paul Pearson, myself, Bree Taylor, and Colby Claire Stolson. And we are sponsored by the Writers Guild of Alberta and supported by our host venue, the Rooster Bar and Grill. All the members of the series stand by the importance of the reading, publication, and promotion of poetry, fiction, and nonfiction as something that's essential to the vitality of our city and certainly our province. And we like to pride ourselves on being a venue for sharing ideas and discussing writing in relation to relevant cultural topics. So we've been around for almost 25 years now, and we have been recognized as a welcoming venue by both emerging and established writers. And we try to ensure that our lineup each season has a balance between emerging and established writers. So we have an open mic session that always follows the 2 main readings, and those 2 main readings could be a poet, a fiction writer, or a nonfiction writer. The session's open to everyone, and we provide a valuable and safe space and non-judgmental reading environment for new writers. It can often be pretty daunting for people to read in public for the first time, and we always make sure that we support and applaud and make new writers feel welcome. A key feature of our events are the publication of an 8-page letterpress chapbook, and that highlights the featured writer's new work. And each event has only 50 chapbooks, and they're quite the memento. You can have them signed by the writer, and they're only ever available at the events. So once they're gone, they're gone. And it's really a key part to our events, because we feel strongly that having that artifact really does help complete the listening experience. We all live in Edmonton, and the majority of our readers tend to be Edmonton or Alberta based, but we do also have writers that come from other provinces in Canada as well, and we've had US authors in the past. So it really runs the gamut. We've featured former Edmonton Poet Laureate Nisha Patel. We've featured Bree Taylor, Dan Poitras, Jordan Abel, former Poet Laureate Alice Major, Jamoke Verissimo, Janet Marie Rogers, the current Poet Laureate Wenneman, and Marilyn Dumont. And for 2024, we kicked off the season with an auction sponsored by the Writers Guild. We had Bree Taylor and Dan Poitras read, and October 9th, we'll have Trisha Eddy and AC Clark. And our readings are once a month from September to April, and it's the second Wednesday of every month. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy.
Yay, awesome. I'm gonna tell, I've had a few people ask me lately if I know of any poetry open mics in Edmonton, so I'm gonna have to send them your way. Definitely. Cool. Okay, we're gonna have a kind of like a little bit of a break and hear a reading from Jessica Waite, whose new memoir, A Widow's Guide to Dead Bastards, is picking up some major steam. It's pretty exciting. Hi, Jess, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready to go. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay,
Thanks.
we're happy to have you here. I'm just gonna let you guys all know a little bit about Jess. So when life handed Jessica Waite a riveting, horrifying, and surprisingly beautiful story, she transformed herself into a writer. Her debut memoir, The Widow's Guide to Dead Bastards with Simon & Schuster Canada, was an instant national bestseller and has been listed as a notable book by the Washington Post, Chatelaine, Canadian Living, Maria Shriver's Sunday paper, the Toronto Stars, and many other outlets. Jessica lives with her son and their enormous rescue dog on Treaty 7 territory in the city of Calgary, Alberta. So hi, Jess.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, thanks so much. I'm excited to be here. And I really, first of all, just want to say I'm not joking when I said that I had to transform myself into a writer. And I owe such a debt of gratitude to the WGA and AWCS in Calgary. And in particular, this book wouldn't exist without the help of Rona Altros, who mentored me through the author development program at AWCS, Naomi Lewis, who helped me with a substantive edit, Gail Anderson Dargatz, who worked with me as well, and Ali Bryan. And also congrats to Ali for winning the BPAA Trade Fiction Book of the Year Award for Cock last night. So yeah, I just really am so grateful to be part of this community. And also I should mention that because Jason had mentioned about the WGA awards, I actually won the John Waite Award in 2022 and then tried everywhere to publish that essay and no one would take it. And it's actually in the epilogue of the back of this book. So I think that another reason why people took me seriously is because I submitted to that contest. And yeah, so anyway, apologies to Katherine Abbass. She heard me read this exact passage at Audrey's last week, but I wanted to read the same thing because this is a book that really takes note of the ways that books and music play an integral role in our lives and interweave into our lives. And because of that, I've peppered Easter eggs of song lyrics and book titles throughout the book, and there are a couple in this passage, so it's something to listen to. Or listen for, as well as the content. So this scene takes place in Osaka, Japan at 2:00 in the morning in a tiny little children's playground where my friend Sean is about to confess his feelings to me of romantic aspiration. All right. Sean went on about our first meeting. As soon as I saw your smile, I wanted to sit next to you. When you got up to go to the bathroom, I thought, here's my chance. But then you stood up and I saw how tall you were. And I was like, well, I laughed. I'm 6 feet tall, about 5 inches taller than Sean. He wasn't so wrong in assessing his chances there. But Jess, ever since we spent those 5 days in May together, he meant Golden Week, when Sean and I were the only other English speakers we knew in all of Japan. Packing for a 2-year overseas teaching stint, we'd each filled precious suitcase space with compact discs. He had all the Beatles, I had all the Rolling Stones. At his apartment, we played Name That Tune, and I tried to stump him with a World War II era song, not noticing that I'd nudged the karaoke dial to its slowest tempo. When I hit play, a satanic-sounded voice spewed out the warning, "Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me." We cried with laughter. Our time together had been intensely fun until his romantic picnic had scared me off. Sean went on, I can't stop hoping. You're not like anyone else, Jess. Even tonight. Tonight? Waiting for the train. I heard you singing Cold Gin. I don't know any other girls who know that song. Oh my God. He's confessing his feelings because I know some Kiss lyrics. Anyway, Jess, I really like you. And now you're leaving Japan, and I couldn't live with myself if I didn't. Will you go out with me? I was 24 years old. My would-be suitor was 28, balding, carrying a noticeable spare tire, and looking at me hopefully from on top of a rocking duck. Sean didn't get an answer that night, but his charisma and playful tenacity wore me down. Eventually, I agreed to go out with him, but for 4 months only. When I left Japan, we would be through. Long-distance charges were crippling, and I wasn't interested in trying to sustain a relationship across continents. What I didn't understand then was that even as he agreed to my short-term stipulation, Sean intended to prove himself and then never let me go. Since the time clock of our relationship corresponded exactly with my remaining time in Japan, we made the most of every weekend. In March, we spent 2 days sightseeing in Kyoto, drinking sake under the cherry blossoms and visiting the wild monkeys in Arashiyama bamboo forest. As Sunday evening closed in, it was time for me to head home on the train. I climbed down the ladder from Sean's loft bed. Hold on, don't forget this. Sean leaned down the ladder, offering me the cream-colored camisole I'd been wearing when I arrived at his apartment on Friday night. My face went white as I realized I'd left an important chore undone. Sean noticed. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. He coaxed it out of me. I was a laundry delinquent. Every item of clothing in my apartment was jammed in a wrinkled heap behind the doors of my futon cupboard. I'd left myself with nothing clean for work the next morning. I had a tiny washer on my apartment balcony, but the night had turned rainy and humid. Nothing would dry on the clothesline overnight. A sparkle appeared in Sean's eye. We got this. He threw on his Boston Red Sox cap and grabbed his full-size backpack. Let's go. It was about 9:30 p.m. by the time we got to my apartment. Sean turned his back while I sorted my garments. We stuffed his bag and mine with all the clothes. There was a 24-hour laundromat a few blocks from the train station, and Sean led us there in the drizzling rain. That late, there was no one else in the place. We fed clothes and coins into the machines and sat at a little table with a chipped laminate top, the barrels of the washing machines making rhythmic white noise. The inside windows were steamy, and the smell of detergent hung in the saturated air. Sean pulled out a deck of cards and riffle shuffled, nodding at me to suggest the game. Honeymoon whist? Sean didn't know it, so I taught him. I remember the kibitzing, but not the details of our conversation, and just moments later, all the clothes were dry. Sean stood next to me, and we folded my warm cotton t-shirts into neat rectangles and Tetrised everything back into the backpacks. Instead of starting the week with my underwear inside out, I was all set. Faced with a looming mountain of someone else's laundry, a lot of guys would have said, well, I better let you get to it then. But Sean turned my screw-up into a treasured memory. By the end of our allotted 4 months, I'd come to know him as a man who wouldn't duck out of the humdrum or messy parts of life. We were a match. We could be together if I'd release my hang-up about the man being taller. So I did. As a hockey-loving kid, Sean had watched the Edmonton Oilers dominate his hometown Flames. And once we'd established ourselves as a couple, Sean used to say we were like Gretzky and Curry. One of us could send a pass up the ice and know our partner would be there to meet it. We had the kind of synergy upon which a dynasty could be built. There's no great one, Sean said, only great chemistry. Okay, thank you for listening to that. And if you heard any Easter eggs, book titles, or music lyrics, you can throw them in the chat and I will confirm. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you so much, Jess. Oh, thank you. I'm just going to hop back on too to say, because I don't think the stream people on YouTube can see like our chat. So I just wanted to say a couple people have left their websites and contact info. So you can find Woolf's Voices at wolfsvoices.com. You can reach out to Julie at starfest at sapl.ca. Flywheel, you can find them online at Flywheel Reading Series on Instagram and Facebook, I think, and can be reached at flywheel.fs@gmail.com. And yeah, you can find Wolf's Voices on Wolf's Voices online on social media as well. And you can find Canadian Nonfiction Collective at admin@creativenonfictioncollective.ca. And you can find more about the Olive at olivereadingseries.wordpress.com. And you can just kind of like rewind and play that again because I talked really fast. But if there's anything that you need, I mean, I'm sure you can just Google these places and find out that info too, but just thought I'd make sure you guys knew where to find everyone. All right, I think that might be back to you for a sec over there, Jason.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I was also typing all of that into the chat on YouTube anyway. So
okay, great. So sorry, never mind.
No, it's good because now we have the audio version of it too. So if anyone's just listening to the audio of this, they have it again. Thank you, Jessica. I love the microphone. Respect to the headset. Your voice sounds perfect. And for somebody that's probably going to be doing a lot of readings, I mean, it's probably a good investment, but it sounded fantastic. And thank you for the reading. And you mentioned author development and mentorship, which is a good segue to the WGA mentorship program, which just opened for applications this week for both emerging writer, apprentice writers, and mentors. So you can find more information about that on the Writers Guild website. Basically, it's a 4-month program. We start from January until the end of April, and emerging writers get to work one-on-one with an established writer on a project that they're working on. And it's a pretty intensive, 4-month period, and it's a pretty sweet deal. And the writers get paid, and the emerging writers get mentorship, and everybody leaves happy. I hope. That's usually my goal. So this we close October 25th is the deadline. So you still have time. So if you're interested as well, like I said, in being a mentor, or if you know there's writers in your life that could use this kind of a partnership, definitely check us out. And if you have questions, you can always contact us through the website as well. So our next speaker is, I think Kate's going to do double duty, but Kate can just do whatever she wants. So Kate from Edmonton Public Library and Capital City Press and everything else, take it away.
Thanks. Can you hear me all right? Excellent.
Sounds good.
Hi all. So my name is Kate Gibson, and I'm the manager of the Capilano branch of the Edmonton Public Library and lead of Capital City, which is EPL's initiative to support local creators. I know this is a writing event, but just wanted to let you all know that we've actually had a bit of a shakeup of the team, where Capital City Press used to be its own separate team at EPL. I now oversee Capital City Arts and Capital City Records as well, which means more opportunities for cross-arts collaboration, as seen from our Sounds from the Valley series this year. I don't know if any of you in Edmonton had a chance to attend, but every Tuesday night in July and August, we host music, readings, and now art displays down at Snow Valley, and it's very cool. So hopefully if you're in town next summer, you can come check that out. But what's coming up? So just want to mention one of our featured writer events coming up. Rhonda Parrish has an event coming up October 1st at 7 p.m. called Crowdfunded Creativity. Learn more about Patreon and Kickstarter. Krista Duvall, Rhonda Parrish, Phoebe Wilson, Margaret Kirilas are all on the panel. That's on Zoom. Register online. We've also got our writer in residence is doing a Sunday sprint this Sunday, September 29th, 10 a.m. to 12. You can drop in on Zoom, come and write just like in a good atmosphere. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. So you can register for that online as well. And just mention our writer in residence is Primi Mohammed. You can, if you're in the Edmonton area, sign up for one-on-ones with her and get some feedback from her on your writing. We also have our How To Festival happens annually. It's coming up October 26th. And we actually have the regional writer in residence, Katie Bickle, is going to be doing a How to Write Flash Fiction series, an event at 10 a.m. On October 26th. So again, that will be online, and you can register for that through the EPL website. All of these events, you can register without a library card. No worries if you're across Alberta or outside the province, you can attend online, no problems. The next few things I'm going to talk about generally are limited to people from the Metro Edmonton region, members of Treaty 6 First Nations within the province of Alberta, or a member of the Métis settlement within the province of Alberta as well. And so that's in previous years, we've done a call out for 4 featured writers. I mentioned Rhonda Parrish is the current one, and we're still doing that this year. We're changing it up a little bit. The call will now be for featured creators. We'll be looking for 4 writers, 4 musicians, and 4 artists, 1 each quarterly, sort of. So that's like three a quarter, 1 musician, 1 artist, 1 writer a quarter, to present 1 workshop and create an online book list or blog for the EPL website. The call for interest will go live October 1st and run throughout the month, with plans for the first 3 creators to begin in February. So check that out. Coming up mid-November, we'll be opening our call for applications for Volume 5 of our Capital City Press anthology. Just a reminder, we accept poems, short stories, and works of creative nonfiction to this. Plus, we're always interested in discussing works that fall outside those ranges or those boxes, up to 2,500 words. Check out capitalcitypress.ca for previous anthologies, but that'll be coming up probably mid-November. For a few years now, we've had an open call for our Capital City Press collection. This is a physical collection housed out of the Milner Library of local work. Milner is our downtown library here in Edmonton, for those of you who are not from this town. If you've published, traditional or otherwise, in the last 5 years and would like to have your work in this collection, check out epl.ca/Capital City Press website for more information on how to get in that collection. We're also looking to expand this collection in 2025, so we want to buy your work. Please submit. Finally, I just want to mention our new local author talk proposal form. I have over the years received many requests from authors looking to host an author talk at one of our EPL branches, and we didn't really have a formal mechanism to handle these. So they would come through multiple channels and sometimes not even make their way to me. This has all changed. We now have a form that authors can fill out with their proposals. I or someone else from the team will be in touch after we receive the proposal, and we'll try to coordinate with a suitable branch. I just want to note these are not paid. It's just a way to coordinate an opportunity for these requests to come in, have a free room booking, but also be promoted on our website as one of our events. So it's kind of trying to balance that a little bit. But that's it for EPL. You can take a breath here. And now say, hi, my name is Kate Gibson, and I'm the president and chair of the Alberta Book Fair Society, which runs LitFest. One thing I want to give a warm welcome to Ellen Kartz, who is a familiar face among some of the Edmonton writing community for sure. Ellen has joined us as festival director this fall. So if you're down at the festival, come say hello to Ellen. LitFest itself is coming to town October 16th to 20th with a few changes and some same great content. We've been a bit delayed in getting the schedule launched, but information will be up shortly on the website. If not right now, then very, very soon. And the tickets will go on sale also as soon as possible. In order to give the festival a fun and intimate feel this year, we're happy to announce we're working with the Citadel, and most of our events will be happening in the Rice Theatre. As well, we're grateful to be partnering with Audrey's Books to sell the full book list of the festival at each of the events. Speaking of authors, though, as always, we are pleased to present an amazing lineup of nonfiction writers from across Canada. So this year, we're kicking things off on October 16th at 6 p.m. with Gregor Craigie talking about his book, Our Crumbling Foundation, looking at solutions from around the world and hope for new housing innovation in the face of seemingly impossible obstacles. On Thursday night, October 17th, I'll be hosting our Books with Buzz Cabaret, introducing 4 of the year's most buzzed about books. There will be music, and last year I dressed up as the MC from Cabaret and sang a bit. So who knows what you might get this year. Friday, we head down to the U of A for our regular CLC lunch event, and in the evening, we've got our ever-popular memoir hour at 6, followed by Tanya Talaga talking about the knowing at 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday are jam-packed with events, including masterclasses and author talks, a family-friendly event at EPL, and a human library organized by this year's guest curator, Mila Bongo Philipsig. We'll also be hosting a brunch and learn on Sunday morning in the Rice Theatre, and we'll be wrapping up the festival with the launch of the newest issue of Polyglot magazine. For info on all of that and more, check out the website imminently, litfestalberta.org. Do come down. Let us know what you think of the festival. We'd love to hear what you think and what we can do for years to come. And one more note, we are happy to offer a 10% discount to WGA members for these tickets. That's me. I'm sorry I took up so much time, but thank you all so much.
Don't be sorry. That was incredible. That was like a ton of info. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kate. My goodness, so much going on in Alberta. So exciting. So Bethel from the Alcove is not going to be able to join us. She's like at an event and just couldn't quite make it work. So for those of you who aren't familiar, the Alcove Center for the Arts is a really amazing community-run art space downtown Calgary, and they run a ton of really cool stuff. I don't know the dates off the top of my head, but you can go and see alcoveartscenter.ca, and they have a newsletter and all sorts of cool stuff, open mics, open jams, art space, like just everything. It's like free to go and just play around. And Bethel also hosts a very cool radio show on CGSW. So anyway, check them out. So we will hop along to Kirk Miles with Single Onion reading series. Hey, Kirk.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me, Ashley. And thanks to WGA for doing this. I am the president of Single Onion. We have two reading series. We have our professional series, which goes every month except for December, July, and August. We take a break during the summer. October 17th, we go with the third Thursday of every month. October 17th, we have Ian Fitzgerald, Tanya Laley, Rayanne Hayes, and Trisha Eddy. November 21st, Rob McLennan, Christine McNair, and the Magpie Poets, which is a group of women who wrote an anthology of haiku. In January, February, and March, we have what we call the lecture series, which basically what we do is we hire a poet. We don't program it ourselves. We hire a poet to program it for us and then give them a budget. The first one will be programmed by Sean Thistle, who's our Calgary Poet Laureate, and it will be LGBTQ. Then February is always for Black History Month, and March will be celebrating Indigenous poetry. The second series we have goes the first Thursday of the month, and it is at Munch, which is on 5th Street and 17th Avenue. It's an open mic. It's a real intimate, safe space that we really try and promote young writers to come out. We always have a feature reader, and it's a lot of fun. In 2015, we're going to have our 25th anniversary, and the last 20+2 party we had was really, really fun. So look for that in 2015. We'll be asking other series to come forward and bring either a table full of work or even some poets. That's about it for me in terms of the Single Onion poetry reading. Jessica Waite, I just have a little note for you. I'm a professional clown, and I was hired to clown in Osaka, and I was fired. So you clown, you know funny. Okay, I'm out. Kirk's gone.
If you have a beer with Kirk at the Ship and Anchor, he'll tell you that story for sure. Thanks so much, Kirk. Okay, awesome. Now we have, I lost my list. Matt Miller and Cobra Collins from Calgary Poetry Slam and All the Way Up open mic. Hey, you two.
Together.
Hello.
Hello.
Calgary Poetry Slam
is no, I'm not going to speak in unison. I'm kidding. Okay.
Team piece. Do I need to explain what a poetry slam is?
Probably not. I think, like, for the most part, I think people probably know.
Random people judge poetry. It's a quite exciting thing. We've had features from last month. We had the Youth Poet Laureate, Dash Reimer from Saskatoon. Our next event is October 7th, featuring our Poet Laureate, Sean Thistle, which will be great. If anyone is looking to feature at the Calgary Poetry Slam, best way to do that is just fill out the form on calgarypoetryslam.com and show us the dates that you're looking for. And yeah, we're always looking for features outside of province, inside of province, always looking for features. Did
Did you mention it's typically the first Monday of the month?
Typically the first Monday of the month at Dickens Pub. Doors at 6:30. Sign up at 7. Show starts at 7:30. We have an open mic. We have a slam. We also sponsor All the Way Up. Cobra.
The lovely Cobra
The
Collins.
lovely Cobra Collins.
So the Poetry Slam, started sponsoring our open mic night All the Way Up, which was originally called Expressions and ran out of Cafe Koi when that was a venue that we missed greatly. But we have a great new spot called Loophole Coffee Bar, which is downtown Calgary, close to Dickens. It is typically the first Thursday of the month. Third Wednesday of the month. Guys, there's been all these other events are like in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much, which is so good. Third Wednesday of the month. We have a Facebook page. You can also reach us through the Calgary Poetry Slam because we're sponsored there. Unlike the Slam, All the Way Up is an all-age venue, which is lovely. So especially if you guys have any youth in your life that are looking for spaces to share, it's kind of few and far between. I know that the Poetry Parlor is also fantastic for that because it's all ages as well. So yeah, and it's also barrier-free access, so there is no door or anything like that for you. So it's really meant to be this platform for folks looking to share that are maybe not able to get in some of the more exclusive rooms. But yeah, welcoming stage, again, a space for people to practice their spoken word, poetry, whatever you want to do, really, we're there for you. Yeah, so that's that, and that's us, I think.
Strongest running slam in Canada.
We are the strongest running slam in Canada right now. It's a pretty cool scene. So if you've got anybody that's interested in spoken word, or it's a really great way to get folks that maybe don't know if they love poetry, because sometimes there can be rooms that are a little bit scary. The slam is a very fun way to get people together to just be together and share some art. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time.
Awesome. Thanks, you too. Thank you very much. All right, Jason, I'll pass it back to you there to introduce Matthew.
Thank you. You gave it away.
I know.
It's okay. Matthew, take it away.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, just getting my notes up here. Yeah, thanks so much to the WGA for organizing this. My name's Matthew Stepanek, and I'm the host and co-organizer of Verse, alongside Lucas Crawford. Verse is a queer poetry open mic that happens the first Wednesday of every month from September through April at Felice Cafe in Edmonton. Our event starts at about 6 p.m., poetry at like 6:30, and queer poets and writers can sign up at the event to share their work. We also feature a queer writer at every event who closes out the open mic with a longer set. And from that writer, we print a limited edition broadside poem on a risograph printer that attendees are welcome to take home by donation. That's done through Rhabarbar Press, is a really cool risograph printer that actually will be moving to Calgary soon. So you should watch for her to come your way, because risograph printing is one of the coolest things. Yeah, Verse is in its second season, and our opening event this month featured Edmonton's current poet laureate, Shima Robinson, aka Dweneman. And our next event is on October 2nd, and will feature Rayanne Haynes, author of her new collection, What Kind of Daughter, from Freehand. In November, we're welcoming Ashley Elizabeth Best, author of Bad Weather Animals, from Kingston, Ontario. And in December, we have Matthew Walsh, author of Terrarium, coming from Toronto. You can follow us on Instagram at verse_e_poetry to stay up to date on our events. And in the other half, I want to give a shout out to the Harvest Book Fair that's happening next month. It's being organized by a local and very cool magazine called Hungry Zine. The book fair will be on October 5th and 6th from 1 to 5 p.m. both days at the CKUA building in Edmonton. Guests can browse and meet local small presses, publishers, magazines, and bookstores based in Edmonton. I'll be there selling broadsides from Verse and also chapbooks from my recently launched press, Agatha Press. Agatha Press is a one-person, one-dog press for very good reads. We publish poems, essays, short stories, and a few surprises in small runs of chapbooks, also on a risograph press. It's my whole thing now. Just Google it. It's so cool. So come say hi at the Harvest Book Fair on October 5th and 6th. And if you want, you can learn more about Agatha Press at agathapress.com. Short and sweet. Thank you.
Thanks, Matthew. Do the writers from out of town, do they stay at your house when they're in Edmonton?
That would be really cool, but I don't think there's enough room for them. I only have a couch to offer.
Oh, okay. They have to find their own couch.
Yeah, they find their own way. Yeah.
Thank you again. Isn't it crazy? There's so much stuff when you put it all in a row, like it's intense. And it's really fun to see all the stuff that we have going on. I'm glad we could do this one online and have a record of it and put the recording up. So everybody that's watching now is obviously seeing it, but the recording will be up on YouTube. So people will be able to check in from time to time if they want to see what's coming up, because a lot of this stuff happens all year long. So yeah. Next up, we have Katherine Abbass, and I will read her bio. Katherine Abbass is a writer and educator of Lebanese descent. Her work has appeared in literary magazines such as Room, The Malahat Review, Yolk, and Funicular. Katherine has been nominated for an Alberta Literary Award in 2016, an Alberta Magazine Award in 2022. In 2021, she won Riddle Fence's fiction contest, and she was also a finalist for an Alberta Literary Award in 2024 or 2023. I don't know how we do that. It just happened. She works as a conversational designer at Reimagine AI. Katherine, take it away.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's really nice to be in one spot, like you said, learning everything that's coming up this month across the province, with the Writers Guild and all the different organizations under it. So I won't take up too much time. I just want to read one little story. This was published in this month's issue of Edify Edmonton magazine, which is available at it's free magazine, available at a lot of different, libraries and coffee shops around the city. So pick up a copy if you see it. It's called Number One Blue Jays Fan. Until I moved to the city, I thought blue jays were a rare bird. I'm not sure why I felt they weren't around much, but I remember Mom's excitement anytime one flew through the backyard. When I was a kid, she'd sing me her modified version of Zippity-Doo-Dah during bath time, scooping water to rinse the shampoo from my hair and trilling, "Mr. Blue Jay on your shoulder." And I'd feel him there, the blue jay, on my shoulder when she sang those words. Maybe it was her enthusiasm that made the blue jay sighting stand out to me. Mom put a little tick on the fridge calendar, a thin blue line of Sharpie for every jay she spotted. Dad, on the other hand, saw many rare birds fly through the yard and never said a word about any of them, not even the Baltimore Oriole, until the moment was long past. From his recliner, he once claimed to have seen a brown creeper land on the trunk of the mountain ash in the yard, a tree whose branches grazed our living room window. In the summer, its leaves seemed to reach for the TV, where CNN played 24/7 on the other side of the glass. Dad had planted that mountain ash when we moved in, 20 years ago and still growing. One spring, a robin staked her claim, built her nest, and fed her babies right alongside Anderson Cooper's talking head. It was then that Dad started noticing. He got us tickets to a Blue Jays game once, the highlight of a trip to Toronto planned before a global pandemic shut everything down. Instead, I got Dad in his Bautista jersey, sunk deep in his recliner with his bacon sandwich and his commentary, most weekends until I moved out. It was during a Blue Jays game that Dad had his stroke, too. After dinner, after migrating to his recliner to watch Bichette run the bases while actual Blue Jays flitted by outside. On the phone with the emergency dispatcher, I rattled off my parents' address while Mom tried to get Dad to hold his arms straight out in front of him. "Tell him to say, 'Early bird gets the worm,'" the dispatcher urged, and I stared Dad in his sleepy eyes and insisted he repeat after me. I can't do that, he slurred, and it was then that the blue jays began to gather in the tree as though rooting for him. They peered through the window at Dad, who kept saying, I'm fine now, I'm fine, like the stroke had merely flitted through him and was gone. An ambulance is on its way, the dispatcher said, and the blue jays stayed there in the mountain ash until the screech of sirens grew to overtake their own little racket. I saw Mom glance over at the fridge as the paramedics pulled up. I hurried to meet them at the door while she added 6 blue ticks to the calendar. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Catherine. Ashley?
Thank you so much, Catherine. That was so lovely. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to hop on behalf of Shelf Life. So Emma and June and the team at Shelf Life gave me their little Shelf Life books. For those of you who don't know, I mean, if you're in Calgary, you probably do. If you're not, doesn't really apply, I guess. But yeah, anyway, this is what Shelf Life Books has coming up. It's a lot, but I talk fast, so I'll power through. Okay, Shelf Life Books is pleased to announce a full and exciting season ahead. We have some wonderful partnerships happening, including one presently taking place with the Calgary International Film Festival. There's an in-store signing with Chester Brown this Friday, the 27th, and a pop-up at the Globe Theatre. They also have a new trivia night with Pin Bar starting on October 2nd, so that's fun. Saturday, October 12th is the store's birthday party, 14 years. There will be lots of fun, including prize draws. They've got an upcoming industry night happening on Tuesday, October 29th, where an esteemed group of authors will be gathering in store to chat about turning their lives into literature through the art of memoir. On November 10th, you can find them at Community Wise for their beloved zine party, where there'll be lots of cool vendors and local art. Really super, super cool event. Check that out. Some of the reoccurring events are the Political Book Club, who meets on the last Saturday of each month, the Inclusion Book Club with the Black Inclusion Association, which meets every 2 months, and this, of course, the Single Onion Poetry Series, which meets on the third Thursday of every month, and also Wolf's Voices. And these are those are just a few of their events, so do check them out on Shelf Life Books on social media. And they host all sorts of launches and readings and stream most of their events live as well. So yeah, check them out. Okay, thank you for listening. I'll just pass it right over to Max Vanderstein from the Edmonton Stroll of Poets Society.
Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for being here. Good to meet you all and hear about all these terrific things going on in the literary field here in Alberta. I'm currently the president of the Stroll of Poets here in Edmonton. We have a membership of about 135 people, poets, and we do have a website and a Facebook page with about 538 members there, Instagram, Twitter accounts, and we do routinely put poetry prompts out on our Instagram account and promote a lot of poetry and other literary events on our Facebook page if anybody wants to check it out. We have our events listed on the CKUA calendar and on the Taproot calendar. Most of those consisting of our Haven reading series, which we had our launch on September 16th, and we will carry on through to the end of May, every second Monday at the Upper Crust Cafe here in Edmonton on 109th Street and 86th Avenue. And we feature 4 readers each of those events and then have an open mic for 10 spots. And we've been averaging between 50 and 60 people at a reading, so it's pretty good event, and we're proud to be hosting so many writers. We do feature one event which we call Fresh Verse, and we used to hold it at the end of our season, but this year we're going to have it on January 12th, and we're going to move that one to Audrey's Bookstore here in Edmonton. And in that event, we feature 8 readers that are emerging poets, shall we say. We like to seek out poets under 25. And hopefully we've given a start to a lot of young writers that have become members of the Stroll eventually. We do, besides the bi-weekly events at the Upper Crust, as I mentioned, at Audrey's Books, we will have 3 events during the season there. One in December, then Fresh Burst in January, and another in March. We also did something last year which went over very well, and we want to repeat this year. During the pandemic, we were kind of forced to go online with our Haven Reading Series. After the pandemic passed, for the most part, and we started meeting live again, we lost contact with a lot of people that used to come and join us online. So we've decided to have a couple of online Haven Reading Series again this year, one in December and one at the end of the season in May. So it's a great way to connect. We do have members in Ontario and several in Calgary, different parts of Alberta, and a few in the States as well. So it's great to actually be able to still meet online and share our poetic words with each other. We do have several internal type of activities we do with poetry prompts and writers' circles. Some of our outreach events include poetry readings at senior residences here, and a couple of churches that we have reading in. We put out an anthology every year, which each member of the Stroll is encouraged to submit a poem to. We've been doing that for 31 consecutive years, so pretty good. Another thing I'd like to mention is that the Poetry Festival here in Edmonton, which was started 20 some years ago by Alice Major, still going strong. And in fact, this coming year, 2025, the festival will take place during the whole month of April. So there'll be a lot of events going on. The Stroll plans on participating as usual, putting on our Blinks event, which is a rapid fire type of open mic where poems have to be less than 30 seconds long, or else you get reminded that you're over your time limit by our Blinksaholic or Brinks Harmonic Orchestra. Anyways, since there is a month, we are planning a couple of other events. One is just getting off the ground now. We're thinking of a flash mob event that we'll put on and encourage poets from our group to take part in. So lots of exciting things going on. We do share, some of our poets do visit several of the other poetry events around our clubs around Edmonton. There's Parkland Poets in Stony Plain. There's Poetry in the Park, which is in Sherwood Park, another satellite community of Edmonton. So there's also Poetry in Motion. So there's a lot of collaborative events here in Edmonton between the poets, and I have to say thanks to Ashley for that terrific event she planned in Calgary, the Stroll of Poets, kind of recreating how our organization actually originated by strolling down Waite Avenue. So it was a terrific event. Ashley, thanks for doing that. Had a great time. And that's about it for me, Jason. Ashley.
Thanks, Max. Ashley, I'm just gonna go before you go for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to say, because I'm all out of introductions. So I was just going to say, for anybody that's watching this right now on YouTube, they're in the perfect place to follow the Writers Guild on YouTube. And then you can get notified every time new videos and stuff like that go up. And we have a monthly series right now called Controversy at Noon, because it's at noon and we talk about controversial stuff. And next month they're gonna do something a little bit fun. They're gonna talk about horror books and the best. I think a bunch of people are going to argue about what the best horror book is, and it's not posted yet, and I don't want to screw up any of the names of the people that are going to be there. So I'm pretty sure it'll be on the last Wednesday in October, which is the 30th. And the YouTube, the Writers Guild YouTube is the best place to find it after the fact, or you can join us live on the Zoom, and the info will be up shortly. So that's it for me. Take it away, Ashley.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. And yeah, thank you so much, Max, for saying that about the event. And do stay tuned. I'm hoping to make the Stroll of Poets Festival an annual thing in Calgary, and maybe I can even come up and do one in Edmonton sometime. But it was extremely fun, and I thank you so much for your encouragement, and that was the best. So yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully we'll do it again next fall. Okay, awesome. We are next up. We have Michaela Ritchie from CPL from the Calgary Public Library. Hey, Michaela.
Hey, thanks so much, Ashley. Great to see everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's really great to see so many familiar faces and see that Alberta's lit scene is alive and well as usual. If we haven't met, my name is Michaela Ritchie, and I'm a community learning advocate at Calgary Public Library, and I oversee an incredible team of talented program developers who are working with members of our community here in Calgary to bring really fun and enriching free programs to Calgary and area residents. And that includes writers like yourself. It's actually a perfect time for me to be connecting with you all today because I'm very excited to announce that our 2024 Author in Residence has just been named. Paulo da Costa will be providing programs and one-on-one office hours to share his love of the written word and provide writers in our community with manuscript reviews and one-on-one support. So do go and check out Paulo and his work. Personally, I'm most excited for his programs at Memorial Park Library. On November 2nd, you can join him to learn about the art of writing flash fiction, popular topic, and on the 16th, creative nonfiction. So if you want more information about Paulo and our Author in Residence program, visit calgarylibrary.ca/author-in-residence. And if you're interested in submitting, please don't forget applications for the Storyteller in Residence, slightly different position, will be opening very shortly at the end of the year here, before the end of the year. For those writers who want to come and provide their insight to the Calgary community. I know that we've mentioned that WordFest Festival preview will be available from the WGA for viewing after this meeting, but I wanted to remind all of you as you take a look at the fabulous 2024 Imaginarium Festival lineup that if you are registered for your free library membership in Calgary, thanks to our amazing friends at LitFest, you will also be eligible to attend select festival events for free if you're among the first to register. So not just festival events as well, but WordFest offerings that happen year-round. With your Calgary Public Library membership, you can register for those for free. So you can visit calgarylibrary.ca/programs to look up events for this year's festival at WordFest and see how you can claim those free tickets while supplies last. And finally, as all of you I'm sure will know, this coming Monday is National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. At the Calgary Library, we have a responsibility to share the truth of what happened at residential schools. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission's Call to Action 69 specifically asks libraries to re-examine their commitment to truth and reconciliation. So as part of that commitment, we will be hosting, as we have for about the past 5 years, a keynote speaker discussion in partnership with the University of Calgary on campus, as well as a film screening at Central. So on September 29th, join us at Central Library to view the film Bones of Crows, which is a deep dive into the experiences of Indigenous peoples who attended residential schools. Personally, a personal favorite film and very harrowing experience. Then on September 30th, the next day, join us on the UCalgary campus at the Rosé Center for a discussion with Michelle Good, the multi-award winning author of Five Little Indians. And importantly, for those on the call who aren't from the Calgary area, while both of these events are hosted in person, we do have virtual viewing options for both. So please visit calgarylibrary.ca to see how you can sign up to join us from afar. And finally, for our kind of flash forward moment, I guess, well, we're not yet confirmed for dates for LitCon, our youth reader and writer conference/festival at Calgary Public Library. We will be kicking off again at the end of May 2025. So please be sure to share that information with the youth writers and readers in your life. And thank you all so much for your time. It's been great to be on the call.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michaela. It's exciting. Okay, next up we have Precious De Leon from Alexandra Writers Center Society. Hey, Precious.
Hi, thanks, Ashley. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you for putting this together. And it's always good to see what everyone else is doing. There's so much going on in this city and in Calgary and Edmonton and all over Alberta. So with just a little bit about us, the Alexandra Writers Center is a little over 40 years old. We offer creative writing workshops and courses and events. Some of our events actually are quite collaborative. We work quite a bit with the Writers Guild of Alberta with some of our stuff. We have online and in-person programs that are available to everyone. As Max initially mentioned earlier, AWCS was initially only in person in Calgary, but with everyone having to figure out how to offer services online, we went fully online, and that opened us up to everyone else who needed to learn about writing and connect with community. So we kept the online format, and then so now we have members all over Alberta, as well as outside the province, all the way in Ontario as well as BC. A couple of other things too that I wanted to say. We have about more than 600 adult members and close to 100 youth members. We have a really fabulous youth program that accepts anyone between 9 and 17, and many different things that help our young writers stay creative and imaginative. For our some of our things, I know Jessica mentioned earlier that she was a part of the author development program. We are actually open for applications for our story makers for this year already. The deadline is pretty close, is in 2 days. It's on the 27th at 11:59 p.m. So if anyone is interested, I'll share some links in the chat for that as well, but be sure to visit www.alexandrawriters.org for all of our programs and services. So the other thing too is we are currently running a writer in residence. This year it is Lindsay Wong, and she currently teaches at the University of Winnipeg. So we actually have quite a bit of online events that she's running for us. And she will be in Calgary on the third week of October. So between the 14th of October and 18th, we'll have a whole bunch of events to with the community. So one of them is the hashtag Asian Fail Lecture, How to Fail Spectacularly at Writing. And a couple of other online workshops like chopping off the head of the family using literary genealogy to craft narrative structure. That's on the 5th of October at 10 a.m. And Who Ate Grandma using family mythology to write fiction, a one-day workshop on November 23. So there's a few other things to check out the events on our website. The other thing I wanted to make sure to mention as well is that we do have a new author support, a plethora of author support services programs. We used to have the manuscript review service. That's a long time service that we've done that's mostly focused on developmental editing, but we've also opened it up to sensitivity reading and line editing. So, and that is available for everyone in the community. Another thing too is to make sure that while our physical space is in Calgary, we also have many beautiful partnerships with other businesses around Alberta. So I wanted to make sure to mention that we have an open mic and a writers group in Lethbridge, with Analog Books. We have an open mic in Edmonton with Daisy Chain Books, an open mic in Cochrane with Found Bookstore, and of course our long-standing one in Calgary with Owl's Nest Bookstores. So you can find out when those are there once a month at the last week of the month in various days. Check them out again at alexandrawriters.org. There's quite a few things, but lastly, I wanted to make sure to mention, it's not quite in the fall, it's next year, but one of our our biggest conference, which we ran for the first time this summer. We've taken it on, is the When Words Collide. So you can check out the full program at www.whenwordscollide.org. But I wanted to make sure to mention that we have our featured guests confirmed already. Stephen Graham Jones, Emily St. John Mandel, and Terry Brooks are coming. We also have special guests Brad Orsted, Kelly Armstrong, Bradley Summer, Kelly Siskind, Finian Burnett, and Wakefield Brewster, plus guest agents Naomi Davis from Bookends Literary Agency, Carolyn Ford from Transatlantic Agency, and Jennifer Chavez from The Rights Factory. So there's quite a few things. And again, we do it year round, like a lot of the organizations here. So just contact us if you have any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Precious. Yeah, When Words Collide was so much fun. And if you come to the showcase event on Saturday night, that's planned by yours truly. So come hang out with me there. And When Words Collide is just awesome all around. And I guess I didn't really mention, but our WGA conference will be happening in Edmonton this year, and it'll be around the first week of June. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll be announcing some info about that soon.
In Calgary.
And oh, sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, Calgary. It's in Calgary next year. Yes, Calgary. I should know that. I'm finding the venue. Okay. Anyway, woo. All right. This is a lot of info to get down. We have next up Sherry D. Wilson from the Calgary Spoken Word Society. Hey, Sherry D.
Thanks, Ashley. And also thank you, Ashley, for everything you've been doing. And also the Guild. It's great, these kinds of gatherings that you're creating that are bringing people together. And they're much appreciated, so thank you. Calgary Spoken Word Society can be found at calgaryspokenwordsociety.com. You can just go there. On there, you will find our archives, which we have now fully developed. You will find a lot of poetry from a lot of poets over 20 years of the festival. And you will find all of their bios, etc., and links to YouTube. We're also happy to present on that a new project called Omniverse, which has an educational component of videos by well-known artists, spoken word from across Canada. And it's developing, and it's really fun. It's already up there, so you can go look at it. And this year we'll be doing what we have been doing for the last 2 years, which is co-producing and producing readings as special events. And we will be on October the 31st kicking off a new project, Artist in Residence podcast. And then we'll be doing the first aspect of it as a soft launch on October the 31st, but then a hard launch on December 21st. So Hallows Eve and Solstice, you'll find us. And you can just go to Calgary Spoken Word and go on our newsletter, sign up, and we'll send you notices about everything. And then you'll know everything that we're doing up to the minute. And if you can't find that, just go to my website, and I send out newsletters on behalf of both. So that's all. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Sherry, and thank you for your kind words. It was really special having you involved in the Stroll Poets, and I loved every single thing we collaborate on. So stay tuned for more of that.
I love working with you, Ashley.
Me too. Amazing. Okay, awesome. Last but not least, we have Tammy Lynn Corbel from the Alberta Romance Writers Association. Hey, Tammy.
Hello. To the Writers Guild, this was fantastic. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for showing me all the different, there were some people here that I had no idea. We had so many different literary groups that we sometimes don't see. So it's amazing. And now I have to do a lot of web searching later today so I can sign up for all the newsletters. Alberta Romance Writers, we began in 1987. So we've been around for a bit. I'll put the information down we have information. both on our website and we now have a Twitter, yay. Took me forever to get them to do a Twitter. We used to be, in the before times, we were always in person. And then when COVID hit, we immediately went online. And when you could actually meet in person, some people still weren't comfortable doing that. So we had hybrid ones where we met in person, but still had people online with us. And now they have decided, because the membership has scattered during COVID, a lot of people moved to different provinces or down to the States. So now we now only have it online. So we have our actual meetings, our workshops, on the third Saturday of every month. The one they just had was, which I wasn't, because I was at a girls' weekend in BC. Bad. It was the merits of AI tools for writers. On Monday nights, we have a Zoom write-in. So it's a bunch of our writers getting online. They will be quiet for a while and write, and then they'll come back. They'll share some things if they want, and then they'll go back to keep writing. Tuesday nights, we call it the pop-ups. The one they just had yesterday was the 3-act structure. So we have different members say, I'm kind of looking at the 3-act structure. I'm kind of looking at this, and I'd like some more information. So then we have members who have information to share, and it's like a big brainstorming session. It's not a technical workshop. For October, for the Tuesdays, they have creating tension in the scene, writing subtext, another using AI, because that was quite a popular one, writing the romantic ghost story, and sliding doors. And they're all on the Tuesday nights, it's all requested by members, and they all bring their own information and they kind of brainstorm about different things. We do have a anthology we do every year called Treasures Along the Fence Line. And you do get your ISBN number, but we've been doing it so long. We used to do it as just for our members. When you get the little booklets that they look like a little duotang with a binder. That's how old we've been doing it. And now that's actual books that we publish through Amazon. So started out rough, but doing good. I really, really enjoyed When Words Collide this year. You guys did a great job. Precious. It was so busy and so good. And so many people got to meet other groups and chat with other writers and other styles of writing. It was wonderful, because not all of our members are romance writers. We've started as that, but most of our members, like, we've got romance writers, but we have children's authors and just everything. So we just teach the craft of writing. So we just have a membership fee once a year. And then we do have a YouTube channel, but that's only for our members, because during COVID, starting at COVID, we taped every single one that we did. So there's a lot. Unless the speaker said, please don't film it, then we wouldn't record it. If the speaker we had in didn't want it recorded, we wouldn't record it. So yeah, we have that. But I think it is just amazing. The literary community throughout Alberta seems to be getting expanding, and I love that. I think that it's so, there's quite a few of you here today that I'll be like texting to get on your newsletters, and finding out all the different events that we can bring to our members because they might enjoy it. It's great. So thank you all for sharing this, and thank you to the Writers Guild for putting this together and getting us all together, because there's so much to share. And I know a lot of my members will be because we have members in Edmonton. And so now we can let them know, hey guys, this is what's going on there. So I think it's just amazing. And thank you very much. And here I'll just cut and paste.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
There's
Tammy.
a whole bunch of stuff.
Thank you so much to everyone. I hope this was helpful for everyone streaming in, and for I hope that you guys all got some good info. Yeah, you've been putting some of these links into the YouTube thing too, Jason? Yeah. So
Yeah,
like pretty much
basically
it's like
everything is
Google-
in the YouTube and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you can just Google everybody involved, and you'll be able to find out when Words Collide is going to be happening August 15th to 17th at the Sheraton Cavalier. So that's a new venue. Some new photos have been put up from Last Wolf's Voices. Yeah, Calgary Spoken Word Festival.com. Yeah. So just Google everybody, subscribe to all the lists, and stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Writers Guild, and just thank you all so much for being involved and for being here and sharing. This has been really cool. It is intense. It's like kind of overwhelming. You're like, I know what, like all the things that are going on, but it's really wonderful. And I know that I'm very lucky, and I feel very blessed to be in community with all of you. So thank you so much for spending your evening with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. That was great,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone. See you
for hosting
soon.
Ashley and Jason.
See you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye all.
Yes,
Bye.
thanks.
Bye.
That was
Bye.
amazing.